Hey guys, I'm Dan and welcome back to another video. So today I will be showing you guys my entire collection, okay? It will be a house shelf tour, okay? So we will take a look, at the basement Dino Dungeon. This is basically the first place that we'll take a look at. Next one. The next room we'll take a look at will be the Monster Island room. This is our newest room, okay? And this will be our third shelf that we will be taking a look. I call this the level 1 gallery, okay? And the next one will be our level 2 Jurassic World Midlands, okay? Number 5 will be our mini shelves. We have 2 of them right over here. The last section will be our level 4, the Colossus shelf right here over here, okay? It's basically hosts my, PNSO, Peppo, Schleich, and other realistic dinosaurs. Alright guys, so you have seen the quick introduction to all the 6 different sections, the 6 different shelves and rooms in my house. So it's time for us to have a close look at every single room and shelf. So let's do this. Okay guys, so it's the basement Dino Dungeon. It's basically my studio. So what I'll be doing, for you guys is giving you a very detailed look at this room, okay? So right here at the beginning, at the entrance of this room, you can see we have an entire column of mini dinosaurs. So I've actually purchased some plastic covers to protect them. At the same time, I'm able to stack them all the way from the bottom of the floor to the top. We still have some space right over there, okay? So let's enter. This section right here, it's basically a metal stand or a metal shelf. We are using some of the space to display like Funko Pop minis. You also have our captive, collection. Right here, these are basically empty cases. As you scroll down, we have a Jurassic Park chess set, some signages right here, another one which I've kept it in its box. Okay, moving in. Okay, so you can see this is our first mini shelf right here. I've actually placed some of my Jurassic World Dominion figures in acrylic boxes to protect them as well as to make them like stackable. And here are some of the figures that I've purchased additionally for us to do like repaints. Some of the latest Jurassic World Dominion figures. If you scroll down, I've actually kept this set, which I feel super nice. They are quite rare and they mean a lot to me. I've kept them in the acrylic box. Okay, so moving down, you also have the Spinosaurus right over here and some of the Scorpius Rex. I've purchased additional figures for those that I really like, okay? Moving over here, as you guys can see, these are basically like mini drawers where I keep some of my animal figurines. Yes, I do collect some animal figurines as well. So we do have a channel called Dan Safari. You guys can, visit it, check it out. Here, we have actually kept it really neat and tidy. At the moment, it used to be super untidy, so this particular shelf is just used to display mask. As you guys can see, we are still lacking the blue Velociraptor blue and the brown T-Rex mask. Hopefully, I'll be able to get them and display them. Here, we have some of the Jurassic World and Jurassic Park kits. This one is actually a Jurassic Park welcome kit, which I've still yet to open because I really want to keep it in its original condition. We have a blue mask right here, the Dilophosaurus dispenser, and here are some of the captive collection eggs, which I've maybe we will unbox them, I'm not too sure. And here are some of our what do you call this? Hammond collection figures. I've kept some of the empty boxes in this kind of display case to make them look really nice. Okay, moving over here, we have our Holy Grail. This is basically our, Prime 1 Studio Mosasaurus statuette. It is such a huge figure. Yep, it's very heavy. I think it weighs about 50 kilograms. This is a new dinosaur dig set which we will be opening. I mean, by the time you have watched this video, we have probably shown this unboxing, in one of the previous video. So as you move down, this section here is basically where I keep some of my movie collectibles, like cards, okay? And this is a metal tin set that comes with lots of goodies inside. I've kept one of this Indominus Rex in an acrylic box. I just purchased this recently because I feel that this figure is really quite iconic, and I'm intending to get a small Indominus Rex to be placed next to this. I think it will look fantastic. Okay, moving up over here, as you guys can see, this section right here is actually dedicated to movie collectibles. So this one is actually from Thailand. It's a popcorn holder, similarly to this one. This one as well, all from Thailand. Thailand, they produce fantastic, movie collectibles. And this one is actually from a cereal. It's a free gift from cereal. This kind of cereal boxes. This is just a normal egg. Okay, so we have seen the entire section right here. So it's time for us to move over here. So you can see here are basically some of the older Jurassic World figures that I've kept them in this box. This one, I think it's extremely rare, guys. I've purchased this from like Amazon, and this is our one and only. It's very, very hard to find this figure, and it cost me quite a lot. So I'm just keeping this, in this box, not intending to open this up. At the top, you'll be able to find a lot of dinosaurs still in the boxes. So I intend to keep them all in the boxes. Right over here, we have a shelf where I keep some of the non-Jurassic World figures. For example, like the Dragon Ball. I'm a huge fan of Dragon Ball when I was younger. And that's actually like a figure of a Mobile Legend, which is like a mobile game, okay? Over here at the top, I've reserved this space for Funko Pop figures, but it is not a good use of the space because I used to display four Super Colossus dinosaurs right on top of this shelf. So maybe we will do that. So for this shelf right here, it's basically, figures of Safari Ltd, CollectA. Let me quickly show you guys, a close look at this. I need to open this cabinet up. Okay, so let's begin with the very first row right here, okay? So this section is dedicated to CollectA herbivores. I will not, go through each figure in detail because that will take a long time. So you can see Ceratopsians are arranged nicely with the sauropods right behind. And here are some of the Stegosaurids. And here are some of the dog-built dinosaurs. So I've arranged them accordingly to the species and classification. Moving down, this section is right here is actually dedicated to Safari Ltd herbivores. And of course, we have some of these, what is this called? Dino Attack. It's from some kind of like surprise eggs. If you move down, this section right here is dedicated to Safari Ltd carnivores, okay? And here are some of the minifigures from different brands such as Safari Ltd. These are some of the minifigures that I've captured from Japan, from the Gashapon machine. And here are some of the figures from a dinosaur book. Moving down, this section right here in front is basically dedicated to the Dino Attack figures. Right at the back, over here we have the Terra by Patet figures. Herbivores and carnivores. Here we have the Japanese figures from the company known as Favorite Co. So I love to display them accordingly to the brands and of course species. Right here, it's basically a section dedicated to prehistoric animals. Very cool. So they are actually from different brands. So you can see we have all the different prehistoric elephants right at the back. We have some animals such as, prehistoric cats, big cats, sloths, bears, dimetrodons, and some reptiles. Okay, moving down, let me open this shelf first. This section right here is dedicated to prehistoric marine monsters, marine reptiles, marine creatures. Okay, you have the Mosasaurus, you have the Tylosaurus, Plesiosaurus. You also have some of the Dunkleosteus, which is like a prehistoric fish. Okay, Moving down, this section right here is dedicated to Bullyland, and yes, this is from Bullyland, and some of these figures right here are from Mojo. Okay, so a mix of carnivores as well as herbivores. And here are also dedicated to Mojo figures. The carnivores right on the left, yeah, right here as well. Plenty of like Gigars, you have like T-Rex, and here are some of the minifigures from Peppo, which I think looks fantastic. We can probably put them at level 3. Okay, moving down, you have your CollectA. All these are CollectA carnivores. Okay, CollectA carnivores, but of course the front row is actually dedicated to some of these porcelain figures. They're made of really brittle material, they break quite easily. And our last row is actually dedicated to some of the Mojo herbivores. Alright, so this shelf, we actually still have quite a lot of space. We can still move things around to put in more figures. Alright. Okay, next we head into our newest room. This is called a Monster Island room. It used to be just plain. There were no shelves right here, so we actually installed 9 shelves. 1, 2, 3. So 3 shelves on each row, and on total of 9 in total. Yeah, we built them, we installed them, and yeah, and this becomes like a beautiful place. So the reason why this is called the Monster Island room is that we have a space dedicated to Godzilla and also King Kong. So right here we have our gigantic Godzilla figure, which Mrs. Dan got it from Taiwan from me. I'm a Godzilla fan, but I'm not like a super huge fan, so I can't tell you which figure is from which movie. I've lost track. So here are basically some of the Godzilla figures, and here are some of our King Kong figures. We have a couple of them, just a couple of them right here, and there are some still in its boxes. They're like, you know, Japanese Godzilla, which I feel looks fantastic. So moving over here, this section is actually a new section that we have created. It's basically dedicated to Jurassic World vehicles. Yep, we are starting to collect just a few. I'm not going to collect the entire, you know, it's not possible for me. So some of the vehicles are actually placed right here. Okay, beautiful. Moving over here, this is a section dedicated to only plush figures. So you have your T-Rex right here. I might be considering of getting the T-Rex version of this, which is like, you know, one that is electronic. So we have covered the first row, okay, as well as this area. Over here, we have some random figures from Favorite Co. right over here. There are also some figures like, you know, the Carnotaurus. They're just some random figures, and here are some Disney Dinosaurs figures right here as well, okay? Moving over here, these are not Jurassic World related, they're not dinosaurs related. You can find that, you know, we have some of the Motu figures, Masters of the Universe. We have the Battle Cat right here. You know, yep, I'm a huge Masters of the Universe fan when I was young. Okay, and here are basically some figures of Owen. And this is a football set, a soccer set of Manchester United, which is my, you know, my favorite football team. And at the top, you can see we have placed all our Super Colossus, the latest one over here. We have the what do you call this? Dreadnoughtus. You have the Rumble and Roar Giga, the Brachiosaurus, and of course T-Rex, Giganotosaurus, and Atrociraptor. And that is a Lego set. So this is basically our Monster Island room, okay? I really love this section right here. Oh, we haven't touched this area here. This is basically our Imagine Next collection. Yep, quite a number of the Imagine Next figures. Okay, and here, it's basically PNSO figures. PNSO, they're pretty huge, so this is the only place that we can actually display them. Alright, that's about it. So this is the end of, oh yes, I still need to show you guys what's inside. So in this cabinets right here, there are actually quite a number of figures as well. So check this out. We have our Lego collection. So this is a section dedicated to only Lego Jurassic World figures. Moving down, okay, in here we keep some of our the hatch and play dinosaurs, some dinosaur mask. Okay, let me close this. Let's move over here, and here are some Playmobil dinosaurs, as you guys can see. All right, and here are some of the Playmobil dinosaurs. I've actually kept them in Ziploc bags to prevent the surfaces from getting scratched. And here are more space minifigures, some Safari Tubes figures. Not too sure that you guys heard of it. And here's another cabinet where we keep some of our Takara Tomy dinosaurs in this box right here. And here are some dragons, dragon figures, how to train your dragons. And this is basically where we keep some random stuff. Yeah, it's quite good that we still have some space right here. All right, let's see what else we've got. Yeah, so this is basically our Monster Island room. Let's head over to level 1 Jurassic World Midlands. Oh, I mean level 1 gallery, I beg your pardon. Okay, next we are at level 1 gallery. The reason why this is called gallery because I want to display it, in an elegant way, like a gallery. So this is basically our 1 million subscribers YouTube play button, as you guys can see. And this was our 100k play button. And here's basically like a letter from YouTube. When you achieve this milestone, they actually send the play button as well as the letter along with it. Okay, so at the top, as you guys can see, there is actually quite a lot of space. So these two are actually like metal figurines. They're very heavy. They're made of bronze, actual bronze. So it's I think each figure is actually numbered, and there are like 500 pieces, or is it like 3,000 pieces for each figure? Yeah, very beautiful. So I've displayed them here. I'm considering of getting the Indominus Rex to be displayed right here. I think it will look fantastic as well, but it's super expensive. Okay, so I'm still considering whether to get it. So if we move down, this section right here is actually dedicated to Nanmu Studio figures. Nanmu Studio figures, I think they are a fantastic company which produce very accurate looking figures. So you have the T-Rex, Spinosaurus, Indominus Rex, the 4 raptors right here. Yeah, so I've displayed them in a very neat way. There might be more figures to be added into this shelf right here for sure. Moving down, you can see that we have some Prime 1 Studio figures in Indoraptor, the Indominus Rex right over there. The Prime 1 Studio Indominus Rex is really beautiful. I think it's the best one in our entire collection of baryonyx and stuff like that. Here are some herbivores. We can definitely, add in more stuff. It's kind of dusty, so we need to clean this on the up. So this is basically a very small display shelf as compared to the rest. We call this level 1 gallery. Let's close this and proceed to our next shelf. Okay, let's go. Alright, next we are at level 2 Jurassic World Midlands. Okay, so this is basically the area where we keep all our Jurassic World and Jurassic Park figures. It should be our most favorite section, for myself and a lot of you guys as well. Okay, so let's begin with this area right here. Okay, from the top, so you guys can see at the top we have the big figures, all the different Mosasaurus, some of the latest T-Rex figures. Let me open this up for you guys to have a closer look. Okay, so the first row right here, as you guys can see, is dedicated to 2015 Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom figures from Hasbro. We have added quite a few number of new figures to it, especially this one, the Stegoceratops, the Dilophosaurus, Carnoraptor, and the Blue Spinosaurus. These are actually new additions that we have just purchased recently. Moving down, 1, 2, 3 are all dedicated to Jurassic Park dinosaurs, as you guys can see, the raptors. Okay, plenty of raptors. So I basically put all the same species together, all the different T-Rex. And here you can find some Dilophosaurus. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 5 different Dilophosaurus from Jurassic Park. Okay, moving down, This section has got to be my most favorite section because we have two really rare and really trademark and significant figures from Kenner. You basically have the Bone Breaker Carnotaurus and the Carnotaurus Demon. Here are some of the Chaos Effect figures right here. I'm still awaiting our new Chaos Effect Lycanops to arrive. Okay, this is Ankylorhamnodon Chaos Effect, Tanaconda right here, and some Spinosaurus and Baryonyx. So Jurassic Park carnivores. Moving down, this section is dedicated to Jurassic Park herbivores. As you guys can see, Stegosaurus, you have your Scutosaurus, Astomanosuchus, Brachiosaurus, Triceratops right behind, plenty of Triceratops, Pachycephalosaurus. This one is really beautiful, and the Parasaurolophus and some of Pachycephalosaurus right here, smaller ones. Okay, so if you move down, this section is actually dedicated to Amber collection as well as Hammond collection figures, as you guys can see. Yeah, really beautiful figures. I love the Hammond collection. I love the Amber collection figures. Very beautiful. So I line it out neatly. We are still awaiting some of the new ones to arrive, and yeah, we could be running out of space very soon. Next, we move down to this section right here. Let me open this up for you guys to have a look. So this section right here is actually dedicated to repaints, custom painted dinosaurs by myself. So every single one of the figures here, as you guys can see, are all custom painted, and they are all my own work. This one was actually done by Mrs. Dan. So you can see every single figure right here holds a lot of meaning to me. This section right here is a temporary section which we might clear away to house other figures. It's basically like, you know, like an island, like a diorama we have created using the minifigures. Here we have some Jurassic Park merch, some very rare figures right here. As you guys can see, this one is really beautiful. It's really hard to find this, so I've kept some of them in boxes. Yep, I hope to expand my Jurassic Park collection in the future. Okay, next we move to the second column right here. Okay, so this column is still work in progress. The first shelf is actually dedicated to Jurassic Park merchandise. Okay, beautiful Jurassic Park merchandise. So move down, this section is actually dedicated to Jurassic World figures which are not from Mattel. As you guys can see, we have a couple of figures. You know, these are crane machine prizes from Japan. And right here we actually have some figures. Okay, this one is falling over. I need to adjust it later on. Here are some of the what do you call this? Takara Tomy Arts Gashapon figures. Very beautiful. Alright, next section is actually what we call like our diorama area. So you can find the outpost, Chaos Outpost playset right here with the control tower, you know, in front. And here we have the copter chase set. You have Kayla Watts sitting inside, and some other vehicles. So I don't think, you know, we have a space to display all this. So I, you know, use this space to display some of the vehicles as well as the playset. Okay, moving down to the next row, we have this section which is dedicated to Indominus Rex, but of course we have some space, so we have put in two Jurassic Park figures, Spinosaurus, React Attack, and this one is actually like a Robosaur. Okay, moving down right here is a section dedicated to Jurassic Park Tyrannosaurus Rex. Of course, we do have some from the 2015 Jurassic World movie. You have the Red Rex, Thrasher T-Rex, you have the puppets, okay, the Bull T-Rex, Young T-Rex. We are still lacking the green Young T-Rex, okay? So we have finished the two columns right here, column 1, column 2, and now we move over to column 3, okay? So right here at the top, it's basically a row dedicated to Mattel carnivores You have the Allosaurus, followed by the entire collection of the Baryonyx and Ceratosaurus. Okay, so all the different Ceratosaurus and Baryonyx are all right here. Moving down, you can find the sauropods and the herbivores, Amargasaurus, Ampulosaurus, dog-billed dinosaurs like Iguanodon, Parasaurolophus, and Edmontosaurus, Tyrannosaurus, and Kylosaurus section right here. Okay, moving down, this section is dedicated to prehistoric reptiles, flying reptiles like Pteranodon, Rhamphorhynchus, Dimorphodon, and here are the marine creatures. Plesiosaurus, what is this? Kronosaurus, and here are Quetzalcoatlus, and this is our Tanystropheus. Moving over here, this space I think we may need to reorganize because we are not fully optimizing the space. So you have your Rajasaurus right over there. As you guys can see, we have 3 of them. The Soundsearch figures, Ichthyovenator, some of the Raw Strikers, some of the Massive Action right here, and some of the latest Jurassic World Dominion smaller figures right here. Okay, Allosaurus right at the back. Here is our Dimetrodon family, some of the captive collection figures. Let's move down to the next row. Alright, moving down to the next row, we can find our entire collection of Indoraptors and Scorpius Rex. So for Scorpius Rex, we currently have 3 figures. There will be another one coming really soon, which I'm very excited about. So Indoraptor, and speaking of Indoraptors, there will be a new one releasing soon. And here are basically the minifigures of the Indoraptors. I may move all these figures over to the mini shelf so that we have more space for more Indoraptors in the future. We shall see about that. Okay, the next area, the next section is actually dedicated to the 12-inch basic figures. Okay, have a look at this. Beautiful. Moving down on just some, very random figures. You have your Gujitsu figures. You have your, Owen at the back, on a motorbike. And here are some of the, these two are actually like DVD collectibles. Pyroraptors, these are basically the Uncaged series. Alright. Moving over here, some human figures. Some playsets. And this section is actually dedicated to Takara Tomy figurines. So I've placed all the boxes behind. So there might be a day where I'll be discarding all the boxes to allow more space for display. So entire set of Takara Tomy Jurassic World Dinosaurs. I love them. And this is actually a playset from Takara Tomy. Alright, so I think we have finished the third column as well. Right at the top, you can actually see we have the Strike and Raw Gigar, all the different Spinosaurus. There's one which is custom built. Okay, and here are basically all the different T-Rex that you can find. Alright, so now we are at the final column. Let's have a close look at this. Okay, the first row is dedicated to all the smaller figures. Herbivores only, you can see Gallimimus, Pachycephalosaurus, Stygimoloch. Right here we have some Ceratopsians. And right at the back you can find Sauropelta. It's quite hard to see, but they are all right at the back. With the Calavosaurus at the back as well. All the different Ceratopsians are here. And here are some mini sauropods. Shringosaurus, Chilingosaurus, what is this? Miragayer, another Dimetrodon. There's some Proceratosaurus at the back. Yeah, not all are herbivores. So moving down, this section is dedicated to carnivores. So you have loads of different carnivores right here. Monolophosaurus, you have your Alioremus. Right here at the top, you have your Herrerasaurus, entire collection of Monolophosaurus, and of course, plenty of Velociraptors, way too many Velociraptors. Just check out the back, entire row of raptors behind. Yeah, it's very scary. There's too many raptors. Moving down, this section here is actually much cleaner. You basically have your ceratopsians. You have your Cantrosaurus, Stegosaurus right here. And these are basically two new herbivores from Jurassic World Dominion, from the Legacy collection. And if you move down, this section is actually dedicated to the older carnivores of Jurassic World. Alright, so you have your Tarbosaurus, you have your Albertosaurus, Suchomimus, Kakarodontosaurus, entire collection of Dilophosaurus right here. Sears Micorum, Concavenator, Carnotaurus, Carnivorosaurus, Majungasaurus. Yeah, very beautiful setup. So I'm intending to change this setup similar to this section right here, because I think this setup is actually quite good. The space is actually fully optimized, not like this space. Okay, moving down. This section is dedicated to ceratopsians, Triceratops only, as you guys can see, Sinoceratops, Pachyrhinosaurus, Pseudoceratops, and Pentaceratops. This section right here is quite easily manageable. It's very neat. So as you go down, here are more boxes. So we could possibly put some of these boxes in basement dino dungeon, possibly. Yep. So you guys can see, this is a set that we have just purchased. It's the Pteranodon Copter Attack Pack that comes with a very nice Pteranodon and this helicopter. I don't think I'll be unboxing it. Some of this, I feel it will be better to just keep it in its box. So for example, you have your, Hammond, you have your Ellie Sattler, John Hammond right here. So I feel if we take out the Velociraptors and display them with the Raptors together, it will be quite messy. So I've kept some of them in this box. So even for this one, the Kitchen Encounter Pack, I don't think it is good for us to remove them. So I'm just putting them still in this box like this. Alright guys, next we head over to the mini shelves. There are two of them. So let's start off with the very first one right here, okay? So this was our very first mini shelf that we have installed, I think close to a year back. I'm not too sure how long, but you can see. Alright, let me open this up. I have to put this like little metal thing right here to prevent it from closing. Okay, so you can see this section right here is dedicated to Snap Squad. So I have basically arranged every Snap Squad according to its species. I think it looks neater this way. Here are the McDonald's Jurassic World figurines. These are some random figurines which I really like, but I can't remember where we got it and how we got it. Here are the Kinder Eggs figures, entire set. And here are the Jurassic World minifigures from Mattel. Some were from 2015 from Hasbro, like this one right here. Okay, so herbivores all arranged accordingly to their species. Moving down right here. Okay, these are Takara Tomy Arts figures. I think they are fantastic figures, but majority of them, they can't stand very well. Micro collection right here. Hopefully we can improve our micro collection, increase our micro collection figures. Funko Pop minis. Plenty of them are duplicates, so if we ever run out of space, we are just going to remove the duplicates and put them in a drawer or something. Some cup toppers, different cup toppers from different countries. These figures are from my busy books, very beautiful figures. Zoom Riders from Captive. Alright, so this is our first mini shelf. Let's close this and proceed to the next one. Alright, next one, it's actually kind of new, so let's open this up first. Yep, as you guys can see, we still have like plenty of space. So these are basically our captive collection figures. You can see we have a lot of space right here. This is basically for us to cater to future editions. I love this row because they are all metallic figures, very rare, very beautiful. Okay, so all ranged by species. And of course, herbivores and carnivores. Here are the basic figures, as you guys can see. Wow, you can find we have like 3 Stygimolochs, okay, 3 raptors, 3 T-Rex, 1 Giga, 1 Indominus Rex. Yep, some captive collection right here. Here are the new Mattel figures, different from the previous ones. These are basically made of softer material as well. So Giga, T-Rex, all the carnivores arranged accordingly to the size. Okay, herbivores. This row is very cool. All the mini raptors and the Triceratops, Lytrosaurus and Metrodon, small little tiny human figures. I've placed some Gallimimus behind. This is actually from Hot Wheels. Okay. These are some. Wow, what is this? This is like so dirty. This is like the Meshems, Jurassic World Meshems figures. Very cute. Uncaged wild pop-ups, mini wild pop-ups. There will be a new set coming soon. And here are some bath balls figures. They smell really good, and they make the entire shelf smell good. I'm not kidding you. And here are some of the Chupa Chups minis. All these are not duplicates. They are actually all in different poses. Okay. Here are some Japanese JP3 figures, which I think they look fantastic. I got them off a seller on eBay. Very beautiful figures, as you guys can see. You have Deinonychus, you have Raptors, you have Compsognathus, Brachiosaurus, Parasaurolophus, Pachycephalosaurus, and this one looks beautiful as well. These are some vintage Canon Jurassic Park die-cast metal figurines. Yeah, so yeah, I'm very happy with my mini shelf, like how they are being displayed and how cool they look. Okay, so yep, so that's our mini shelves. Let's proceed to level 3 Colossus. Let's go. Okay guys, so now we are at level 3 Colossus shelf right here. Okay, so let's begin with the very top row. So the top row, as you guys can see, are basically our Super Colossus figures, which is why we have named this place the Colossus shelf. Okay, we have our repainted Brachiosaurus. I think in terms of repaint, we have to do a repaint really soon. The Apatosaurus, the repainted T-Rex, Indominus Rex, Blue, and Carnotaurus. Next, we move over to this section. Let me try to find my key. All right, let's move over here. Okay, so the very first row right here is actually dedicated to some of the Rebor figures. Okay, some of the Rebor figures. I think we have a 2 from no, I think they're all Rebor figures. Moving down, this section is dedicated to Papo carnivores. Papo is actually one of my most favorite brands of all time. So you can see you have the T-Rex, Cryolophosaurus, Carnotaurus, Ceratosaurus, Tarbosaurus, Spinosaurus, Allosaurus, different raptors, Acrocanosaurus behind, Giga, the controversial Giga, and of course T-Rex, Spinosaurus right behind. So very beautiful setup. I love this section. If you move down, this section is dedicated to Papo herbivores only. Okay, you have your Ceratopsians, some flying reptiles. Flying reptiles, I mean, actually it should not belong to the herbivores, but we don't have space, so you can find different Ankylosaurids right here, Stegosaurus. I love this Brachiosaurus, just to let you guys know, Parasaurolophus and stuff like that. Okay, so herbivore section from Papo. Let's move down to the next section. Okay, this section is dedicated to Nanmu Studio figures, which is also one of my most favorite brands right now. In fact, it is my most favorite brand. I will rank it number 1, followed by Papo number 2. But Papo and Nanmu, the figures, whenever they release one, I definitely have to get it. So it's a mix of herbivores and carnivores, as you guys can see. Okay, this is the latest Giga. I mean, this Giga is not movie accurate, in case that you guys do not know. Okay, moving down, we have our PNSO figures. PNSO figures, they have produced a lot of obscure species, so it's really hard for me to name every single species right now. I mean, this is a Sauropelta, I think. I can't even remember what this is. Okay, plenty of Stegosaurus right here. This is a Miragaia, which is a really beautiful one. Moving down, this section is actually dedicated to different brands. These figures right here are actually from the Beast of the Mesozoic. I've purchased like, a lot of figures from them. Well, this shelf right here is filthy, so we need to clean this up for sure. And here are some figures from Eofauna. Okay, Eofauna's figures are very cool. This one should belong to basement Dino Dungeon, but it is way too high. There's like not a shelf in basement Dino Dungeon which can actually accommodate the height of this figure. Okay, so we are done with the first shelf. So let's proceed over to the next one. Alright, next section, we actually have our PNSO corner right here. This is another PNSO section. Mostly carnivores, as you guys can see, but there are 1 or 2 figures from Vitae. This Giganotosaurus is actually from Vitae, which is another brand. Okay, so moving down, this section is pretty empty, as you guys can see. There are a lot of empty spaces, so we can definitely cater for more figures. This section is only for Rebor. I mean, mostly from Rebor, but we do have one from Nanmu Studio. This is like the Ultimasaurus. Very cool figure. And moving down, this section right here is a diorama for all the different Schleich figures, as you guys can see. So I've tried to create like a beautiful surroundings, like a natural habitat for these dinosaurs. Here we have the herbivorous dinosaurs from Schleich, all the Ceratopsians, Pentaceratops, Styracosaurus, Triceratops. I can't remember what is this. We have the Therizinosaurus behind, the bigger ones behind, sauropods. Stegosaurus right here, Kentrosaurus, Pachycephalosaurus, Parasaurolophus, all the different Schleich figures. And here we have, more carnivores from Schleich, Herrerasaurus, you have T-Rex, beautiful figures. Yep, we can definitely pack them all into one shelf to cater space for other figures. Yep, that's right. So yeah, so this is basically our level 3 Colossus shelf where we keep our Super Colossus as well as figures from Schleich, Peppo, PNSO and Nanmu Studio. Alright guys, so we are done with the complete house tour, the complete dinosaur shelf tours in the house of Dan Surprise. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. And if there are new figures or new shelves, I'll be definitely, going to do another one, okay, another house tour video. Right, I want you guys to comment down below which shelf is actually your most favorite one in the entire house, okay? Thanks for watching this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.